Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. A very happy new year to all of my lovely subscribers. It's been a very long time and I'm sorry for ghosting on you guys again. I know, I am so sorry, but I missed you so much. I'm guessing you missed me too. This time around, I'm back, I'm better, not just with words, but I'm going to put in the work and prove that to you with my actions. So without wasting your time, let's get into the video of making this beautiful dress that you see me have on. Let's get started. So as you can see, I have my pattern paper here and I'm just drawing a starting line which is going to serve as the shoulder line. And mind you, I have my pattern paper on fold. Next, I'm going to mark out my bust measurement, under bust measurement and the half length of the dress. And then proceed to roll lines across the marked points. So I'm going to proceed to label the marked lines and also mark out the same points for my back pattern because I'm going to be drafting both the front and the back pattern together. The only difference with the back pattern is going to be the waist length, which is the half length. As I said earlier, there is going to be a difference of 2 inches. So mine for the front was 16 inches and the back is going to be 14 because the difference between my front and back is 2 inches. Yours could be 1.5, yours could be 1 inch. There is always going to be a difference. The next thing I'm going to do is mark my neck width of 3 inches and my neck depth of 4 inches. Afterwards, I'm going to use my curve ruler to draw out the neck curve and then proceed to mark out my shoulder measurements divided by 2. Below the marked shoulder point, I'm going to mark 1.5 inch and connect that with my ruler to the neck width, which is going to become the shoulder slope. Afterwards, I'm just going to repeat the same process on the back pattern, which is marking my shoulder measurement divided by 2, marking my neck width of 3 inches, but the neck depth for the back is going to be 1 inch. Also, the shoulder slope for the back, that is also going to be 1 inch. The next thing to do is roll lines across the marked points. Moving on, we're going to mark out our armhole measurement, and to get your armhole measurement, you divide your round bust measurement by 6 and you add 1.5 inch to that. So I'm going to proceed to mark mine, and you can see that I'm marking it from the shoulder line, not the shoulder slope. We're going to do same for both the front and the back. So I'm going to go ahead now to roll a line across the marked point, and that is going to become our chest line. Now I'm going to mark out the shoulder measurement on the chest line and connect that with my ruler back to the shoulder line. I'm going to do same for the front and the back pattern. The next thing to do now is to draw out the armhole curve, and to do that, we're going to measure what we have from the shoulder line to the chest line, mark out the midpoint, and for the front, I'm going to go inward by 0.75 inch. And for the back, I'll be going inward by 0.5 inch. Afterwards, I'm going to use my curve ruler to draw out the armhole curve. Now I'm going to mark out my nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2 on the half length, the under bust and the bust length line, and then proceed to draw a straight line. And on both sides of that line, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch and then draw out the darts. Now for the back, from the center back, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch and connect that all the way to the neck width. This is to get rid of any zip bulge we'll be having at the back of the dress. Afterwards, from the center back line, not the 0.5 inch line that I just drew out, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, just like I did for the front, and I'll be doing that all the way to the chest line. Afterwards, on both sides of the line, I would still have 0.5 inch and then proceed to draw out my dart. The next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the round bust measurement divided by 4. Mark out the round waist measurement divided by 4 as well, and replace the 1 inch that we used for the dart. Then I'm going to roll that. And proceed to do the same thing for the back. Remember, for the back, we are taking our measurements from the center back, not the 0.5 inch that was deducted. Now on the front bust line, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. That's going to be the side dart for the bust, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the marked nipple to nipple point. By the time we close this up, that's going to cover for the difference between the front and the back waist length. I'm done with the drafting of the basic bodice. Now I'm going to go ahead to cut this out so we can alter the front neckline. Now I'm going to open up the darts. So by the time I open this up, I'm going to close up the side darts with my pin. If you have a sellotape, you can proceed to do that, but I'm just going to use my pin to hold this down. Now for the asymmetrical neckline, for the right side, just as you can see, I'm going to go inward by 3 inches, and on the left side I'll be going outward, inward outward by 1/2 inch. And then on the right side where I had marked 3 inches, I would be going downwards 7 inches. Initially I wanted 7.5, but I discovered it was going to be too deep and I didn't want to expose anything. If you want it very deep, you can just do whatever works for you. Now I'm using my curve ruler. I'm not using a straight ruler because I wanted to have sort of a nice shape. So I'm just connecting the 1/2 inch to the 7 inch and back to the 3 inches. So that's how we came about the asymmetrical neckline. If you do not want to use a curve ruler, please by all means go ahead to use your straight ruler to connect each point. I just wanted my neckline to have a nice curve to it. Now for the back, we're going to open up the 2 pieces and place the front piece on it. So the measurement that we took on the front shoulder, we have to do same for the back. So I'm just placing it shoulder to shoulder as you see me do, and I'm marking the points. And then we're going to redraw out the neckline and just trim off. That's what we're going to do for the back. So just watch closely what I'm doing. So we're done with the cutting of the upper bodice. Let's move to the cutting of the lower bodice. As you can see, I have my fabric on fold, which is measuring 60 inches in full length, and then for the width is my round hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So now the next thing I'm going to do is mark my hip length. My hip length originally is 8 inches, but because this dress is going to be having side drapes, I decided to mark 16 inches. That's double of it. So now I'm going to proceed to mark my round waist measurement at the hem of the fabric, just as you see me do, and I will be adding 1 inch sewing allowance, and I'm just going to proceed to connect that to the hip line. Next thing I'm going to do is come down by 1 inch on the waistline and connect it to the side, just to give it a slope to avoid any excessive bulge we'll be having after we attach the upper bodies to the lower bodies. And that is all there is to do for the front part of the lower bodies, so I'm going to proceed now to cut out. For the back piece, you're just going to go ahead to leave your zipper allowance, and at the waistline there won't be any need for the slope, and after that is done you can just go ahead to cut out following the front piece. And that is basically all for the cutting of this dress. So in my next video I'll be showing you guys how to join the pieces to make this beautiful dress. I'll see you guys in my next video, but for now do not forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Whatever question it is that you have, leave it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to give answers. Share this video to your friends. Let us all be hot. This 2025, we no go green. We all need to be looking pink. See you in my next video. Bye.